One issue that isn't talked about enough is the fact that single mother homes are actually supposed to be called fatherless homes. Many black men will try to make the argument that black women do not want to take the responsibility, but what they don't understand is that once the black woman actually So back to what I was saying, what they don't understand is that once the black woman actually raises the child by herself without the father around, that is her taking responsibility. There's a reason the statistic is that over 50% of black kids do not grow up with fathers and not mothers. Only highlighting the fact that the mother is a single mother instead of turning your attention to the fact that the father still hasn't taken responsibility for his own action kind of just gives him an excuse to not be there. Because realistically speaking, there's actually no reason for you to not take care of your child. Each and every single time you go inside of a woman, you understand that there is a risk that you are taking, which means that you might end up being a father. And if you know that you don't want to have kids by this woman, then she has to make sure that she's protecting herself, and you also have to make sure that you're protecting yourself. Whether that means wearing a condom, getting a vasectomy, or even getting female condoms, at the end of the day, contraceptives exist and people need to use them. To understand this risk and then completely neglect the child that you brought into this world is probably the most selfish thing you can do as a human being. We know this is generational trauma. It's happened to you, your dad, your grandpa, and it's across many different generations. Because this is generational, you have to take the time to understand and be aware that just because it happened to you does not mean that you can do it to someone else. Once you understand this, you surround yourself with people who also understand and have the same mentality as you, thus creating a culture that breaks generational curses. Now, of course, we know that mistakes are always going to happen. We can't control it, but what we can control is minimalizing the amount of mistakes that happen.